Looks like Divine Feminine may be thinking about where they stand in the mix of the twin flame path. Let's get into it. Now, yes, we do have these energy updates weekly. We cover the divine feminine, masculine, and the karmic energy. We also cover the joint connection, as well as this content is out in the members pre-release. So if you do want this content, as well as add bonuses, support, and more, feel free to come through. Otherwise, we do have private bookings should you need such. Now, we do have some giveaways come December. So if you haven't subscribed, please click the bell and subscribe so you can be notified of all our new content. Now, what I'm seeing going on with this situation, for many of us, I do feel this year has been a pretty hectic one. And I do think Divine Feminine, especially between now and next year, there are very large changes we're going through. I do also cover the ascension process via astrology when I interpret things. I'm a psychic medium, and I'm also a twin who's in union. What I do see spiritually from these energies is, number one, really we have had a lot of emotions. Sometimes they come up. Really, this is a lot of reflection. This is almost finding our identity away from individuals. And, you know, this could be some liberating energy, especially because the moon is moving through Gemini. We've gone through that phase. The moon links on. I'll look back so that we know. Where are we? On the 27th. Okay. So either side, we are going to feel this vibration. It's going to be at 4 degrees. Now, the zodiac sign Gemini is very playful. We also have surrounding transits. The sun in Sagittarius from the 22nd. And all the Scorpio energy. Okay, we've got Mercury in Sagittarius. We've got the energy of Venus sitting in the house of Libra. Now, the interesting thing is, even Mars is in the house of Sagittarius, which I did really say there are certain locations from a predictive energy where I would avoid if I could. That could be spiritual temples. It could be action parks, fun rides. They can be hot spots, and I won't go too much into it. I will cover it within the members. But they can be certain hotspots. There also could be heated energy surrounding the frequency of the astrology. Now, what I'm seeing from your cards is with this crowning energy is sometimes we can move into detachment. The energy of Gemini can be very independent. It loves to be loved, but it also loves its autonomy and freedom. So you could be in a bit of a catch-22 frequency, and it can come a bit unbeknownst to you, so to speak. And I get this vibration looking at your surrounding cards. You know, the one that's really sticking out the most, I'll bring it up on screen, is the foundational energy, and it's the yin and yang to the left. It's about the only one where I feel is very strongly representing divine feminine here, getting into the eye of the storm and using their emotional intelligence. Now, you could be very well aware of wanting to move in a different direction, maybe questioning this twin flame path. But I think the key to it is knowing that energy is always shifting. And so this current frequency of what you are going through this week is very much going to pass. But right now you could be thinking, okay, do I go in a different direction? Maybe this isn't right. How do I free myself? And sometimes, you know, twin flame path, let's just be honest, it can feel like a curse. And that would be more for those of us that have had very painful situations play out, that we've continued to move back into the heart space, because the heart evolves and heals. It's like an onion, it peels and it bleeds and comes back again. It does not remain like that forever. I can tell you that. But this liberty, it's almost feeling, in the emotional intelligence, we can be in awareness that we do not want to liberate ourselves from a circumstance, or it could be that we feel there is no justice, so to speak. Okay, so some things can be going down, but I do think you're stepping back, and I do think you're going, okay, I'm having an emotional experience at this point in time. I'm going to go inside and I'm going to think. Some of you could be observing individuals around you. You also could be deeply reflecting back to the past of everything that has gone down and how much has changed and how much really hasn't changed. Some of you are really questioning, what, how would I put it? Does this person appreciate me? Is there light at the end of the tunnel? Will the circumstance transform? And yes, it very much does. But the hidden gift really coming through with masculine. Some of you could be really thinking to yourself, you can see all of what they can be. You can see all of who they are, all of who you know they can aspire to be. And that could be causing some element of frustration, especially if it goes on deaf ears and you're telling them and, time and time again, the same circumstances happening. So I do feel divine feminine for some are passing spiritual tests, but you're really needing to step back, I feel, and you could be quite fiercely independent. You could be very intuitive and reflective at this portal in the month as you do meditate upon your future moving towards Christmas and New Year's, depending on what you celebrate. There is some disharmony, and I do feel this disharmony you're wanting to address. Some of it you're committed to because it can come down to tradition. Others of you feel some aspect of the journey is coming to a close. Now, I said this a year ago, moving into this year. I did say that as soon as we had the energy of Pisces coming up in astrology, the song that comes to mind is Losing My Religion, but it's more to do with faith-based frequency. It's 12th house. We can have existential crises. We can feel that our beliefs are not respected. We do have some heavy-hitting energy that is really making us feel very misunderstood, very vengeful at times. How to navigate that through with your emotional intelligence can be super testing, especially post-eclipse energy last month. But you are within your power going to find a way to navigate this circumstance, and it's asking you to don't underestimate yourself. I feel some of you are very tired of being apprehensive to do with things. Some of you feel that actions are not matching words. Some of you don't want to go on this roller coaster. I did hit a portal in my journey where I was very angry. I got to a very angry space, and I believe it was almost towards New Year's and Christmas. More than likely because where my Venus is and what aspects were happening in astrology. So when we have these Venus energy returns, it's like we're doing a 180 and we're coming back to that same portal and we go, okay, how much has this in fact evolved? So for me, spiritually, what had come about it was disillusionment. It was frustration. It was, I don't want these patterns to be here. And then it was like, how long is it going to take for this healing to come about? And then I said to myself one day, if this takes me the rest of my life, I am worth investing in. And I think sometimes we are way too hard on ourselves and we underestimate the benefits we are going to receive by feeling whole. After being broken, after being betrayed, and to not stop believing in dreams. I mean, our whole essence is goals and dreams. And, it's not that the situation is a dream. It's that we're fearful it can't be. Okay? Let's pull clarifiers. They're wanting me to talk about it. So I do see divine feminine hair sticking out on the very left. I'm hearing, do I stay or do I go? Is it going to evolve? Look how far I've come. For some of you, especially those in communication, you can see the difference. You could be at a party observing situations. You could be socializing and thinking back to who you used to be versus who you are today. And I do feel there's going to be some surprises. I'm noticing the crowning energy with the moon, and I feel It just comes about as a surprise. But it is going to be overnight. It's sort of from morning to night, you know, it can be overnight. Some of you can be having a lot of issues sleeping. Giving yourself some space is going to give you the clarity. Time does heal all things. We don't believe so. We do get angry when it does. Okay, there's some messages coming in, and this is going to bring justice. This is going to, but again, I don't feel divine feminine is expecting such, but there's a message in a bottle here. This person may be coming through, and this is a very common trait of the twin flame path. Especially for those of you in communication, this person all of a sudden overnight can change. And it can be very frightening because when we're used to a vibration, we can anticipate it, right? What we can't anticipate is a person who's changed, and looking at them in the face and realizing, oh, heck, you know, a lot of drama has happened between us, but good grief. Now, how do I put the past to bed? And this is the work we must do so we can be open to these opportunities, be it's with another person or our twin flame path, so we don't push people away and we can have these people that are worthy of such coming into our life. There is a rainbow here. That's another thing I've been saying is the rainbow energy. And this is a bit of truth serum. Some of you were saying, hey, if I bumped into this person, what would it be like? You know, would I have any feelings? And I would say that's more for those of you that haven't seen this person for a while. This person has loved you for a very long time. This person still has very, very deep feelings for you. There is a surprise. I think you're just going to have to take a minute. Some of you merely are stepping back. Some of you are wrapping a cycle up, and it's going to pay. It's going to pay off. There's a closing of a chapter. There's a passing of a karmic test. And I feel it's going to be in the way you relate to this. And no joke, this is divine masculine getting ready to step up. They are in the upright position. Even if you don't believe in them, they've grown to believe in themselves. Take care. Make sure to follow us. Tell us how this lands. Always allow the energy to play out over a few weeks. Energy is fluid. Love and light. I'll see you for the joint connection. If you do want a personal booking, all information is directly below.